The God of Time with no name, Light's real name. Chapter 2. I don't quite know what goes on here, but Chapter 2. Matsuda dies and has a car chase. L looked at the time note that lay in his hands like a dead possum. It had all the colors of the rainbow, but it was an evil rainbow, and these colors were dark and scary and scared the crap out of him, even the pink. He opened it and vortexed himself into the past to have some adventures. No, don't go, L, I love you, shouted Sex, who was playing on a DS Lite in Onyx Black. It was the game Field Tech Magic XXXY, and she was playing the Leave Al, where you take off the girl's dress, and she was all turned on and stuff. I have to, though, he shouted back as he disappeared into time. I must stop Kira and save the future by first saving the past, which is where my freedom is, and also the freedom of everyone else, because freedom is the right of sentient beings. Sex was so moved by this speech that she swooned and fainted in the Marcy's hand. I love you too, she said as he fell into time and started going backwards to when the time was that he said in the book that he held in his hands that were flapping wildly like a duck as he fell through the swirly tunnel in time that took him back in time. He looked at the colors, and there was a lot of them. Elle thought he saw green and black and maybe some purple too, he couldn't tell because it was windy and he had his eyes closed. Back in Winchest, :0. Matsuda looked at Freckles the magic dog. Again, magic is like magic, but it's more magicy. It's like a wiki thing, with a mixture of fear and ambition. He knew there was no way to kill a magic dog except to give them magic beans, but he didn't have any magic beans. They were back at the house. He jumped in his airplane. It was a Cessna 206, and it was painted black with skulls and bombs painted on the side, and even darker black and sometimes grey. Even Freckles were scarred, and he was a magic dog. He flew off into the sky and had to dodge some snow clouds because he couldn't afford fog lights or snow chains. Freckles looked at himself and thought, how can I catch him? Oh wait, I'm a magic dog with psychic powers. He thought to himself in dog and flew off into space after Matsuda. Bang, 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 bang. Matsuda unloaded like a whole ulkip of magic gunfire onto Freckles. Beauty had magic powers to deflect the bullets and also a bulletproof vest under his fur. He didn't need it, but knew it would come in handy one day. Maybe sooner than you think. L magicked himself into Winchester City Plaza and looked at the magic dogfight. It's a pun, do you get it? It took me quite a long time to think of it, so please laugh, please. */_bracket O_ brackets _/star. Snow was falling like a hurricane around L because his time note powers had stirred up a storm and it was winter. He rubbed his cold skin and got warm again. Then he kept rubbing, but further down in his pants. He thought about sex while he did because he loved her even though he could never tell her. L sat down in the moonlight and sighed. He knew that he loved Sex the Shinji-kan harder than he had ever loved a human or a dog or even Freckles and his dead whiff Iber, though it was close. He would marry her one day, maybe soon. But she was Queen of the Shinji-kan and he was just a lonely commune magical detective dude. How could he ever make her love him? They had done all sorts of sexings like regular and carnal and threesome, but this was just sexing. How could he make him love him for what he was? A magical super brainy frinkly man. This was deep. He thought to himself as he watched a puffy cloud float over the sun like a blimp over a NASCAR track. Inspapsy! Matsuda was flying like a million miles over the sky, and he knew that if he fell out, he might die at this high, so he put on a parachute and then 7 more just to be sure, because it's always better safe than sorry. He took out a bazooka and shooted it at full speed at Freckles, who was soaring behind him faster than any dog had flown before, even those Russian space dogs. Again, see Wikipedia for more info on these. Looked at him and thought, wow, he is faster than any dog has ever flown before. Boom! Ugh. It was a direct hit! But then the smoke cleared and Matsuda saw that he was wearing a bulletproof vest. No! He shouted as his plane began to fall from the sky. If I die, I will make it the best damn time in my life, he said, pulling a bag of weed out of the glove box. He took off his shirt and began rolling the weed into his joints, and he got high. Then the plane also got high, and it didn't hit the ground because it was high. I'm shaved, he shouted, dancing around the cock square bracket pit like a magic fairy dude from the Middle Ages on a maypole, signing stuff like the Wicker Man, comma. In Wales! The dark Yagami, who was Light Yagami's brother, was in his room when Near wanked in, entirely naked except for his underpants and some pajamas and a dressing gown and one of those funny hats, so I guess he wasn't actually very naked at all. I like Legos, he shouted. That's nice, sir, in the dark. He was trying to read, because he was so brainy he could read the long books like Breaking Dawn and the Dictionary without getting confused. Do you like Legos? Question mark. He screamed, playing with his rocket, which was in his hand. No! You should. The buildings you can make with them are quite nice. He showed him a model head made of Legos. It was a train made out of Legos, and it had motors on the bottom. Not even Dark was impressed by the skills. What do you want? Freckles killed Matsuda! Good dog! And Freckles jumped all over him and licked him everywhere except his special place because he wasn't a furry. In Shinigami Land! My plan is going according to plan. Who said that? All will be revealed except some stuff which isn't ready yet. Next time! Same Death Note time, same Death Note channel.